Welcome! If you've been called to view this video, it means that there is advice and guidance contained within to assist you in gaining beneficial insights to more confidently navigate the days of August 2015. I'm numerologist Nancy Hartline. I specialize in helping people understand their life cycles, their talents and potentials, and most especially the right time for action, whether in career matters or in personal life transitions. With me is my very wise friend and colleague, shamanic astrologer Kelly Beard. Kelly, tell us about your mission as a shamanic astrologer and also what you see as the major cosmic influences for this coming month.
Hi, Nan, and thank you for having me. I'm so excited about this endeavor with you and about the month of August. So my mission and focus is more of a shamanic active practice where we consciously work with the available energies, natural earthly rhythms, and ongoing planetary cycles to guide and direct our lives. We develop a relationship, essentially, with self, earth, and sky through simple awareness and conscious co-creation. And to that end, we use the primary elements. That's something that's available within us and the earth and around us and is part of our toolbox. So the elements are one of the first things I look at when assessing what energies are available and which ones I'm going to have to supplement or bring in consciously. And so there is value to balancing and activating the elements in your life and body as well as the planet. The basic four directions are fire, which is associated with the direction south and your spirit. Water is associated with the direction west and your emotions. Wind is associated with the direction of east, which is your intellect, and earth is associated with the direction of north, your body. August happens to have very little air, so our processing or activities will be less mental and more physical and emotional. That said, you may have to consciously breathe and lighten up along the way because of that. Allow humor to disperse the energy of heavy emotions. If there's too much water, we want to lighten up those emotions. Physical activity or creativity can channel any excess fire into something more useful. And stay present in your body as much as possible throughout the energetic waves of August. Some of the highlights I just have to put on your radar is lots of Leo, where we are in the annual solar rhythm, and some special bonus energy and support that we have available. So the lots of Leo is going to help us get in touch with our heart's desire, our passion, and our creativity. But often what comes up first is a blockage to that. And that now we will have an opportunity to address any blockages so that we can flow better next month. In the annual solar rhythm, there are 8 sacred seasons. Essentially, there's winter, spring, summer, fall, and then we have 4 additional activations in May, November, August, and February, which are associated with the signs of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, when the sun is in those signs. So of the 8 sacred seasons, what is referred to as the Leo gate of power is the 6th season out of 8, and it's considered the pre-harvest and assessment time for the year 2015. So we can kind of jumpstart our harvest right now and really see what we're working with. Number 3 is your special support, which is available for those working closely with aligning their heart and soul, which is Leo energy and Scorpio energy. Aligning with their truth and purpose, which is Jupiter and Saturn. What you believe and the reality that you're living are coming together in a way that's really good, but it's definitely out of comfort zone and into new territory. So some of the activities that are supported are to review all your commitments, agreements, relationships, partnerships, and collaborations. Assessing, are they worth it? Asking yourself questions. Are they fulfilling? Are they authentic? And do they reflect your heart? These are all essential, basic things to think about. And evaluate your resources: time, energy, money, people, tools, trainings, travel, and community. All of these things are resources that help you move through your life. Are there any leaks that you could plug up to conserve? Is there a way to redistribute some of the energy in a new way and be more effective? Is there any of the above that you've overlooked until now? Time, energy, money, people, tools, training. There might be some things there that you could bring back to life, as it were. What is essential and non-essential is ultimately one of the big questions that's going to come up, and we're going to talk more about that going forward. But Nancy, what is happening this month from the numerology perspective? What numbers are we working with for the month of August?
Kelly, this month's dominant energy is 7, and that's a number that is opposite of the 8 energy, which is our universal year energy, and 8 is a very action-oriented number. It's considered probably the most powerful and strongest number, but 7, our universal month energy, is very passive, and it's conducive to mental activity, spiritual and metaphysical inquiry, and scientific research, as well as taking time off for healing, for rest, and for restoration. It also relates to electronics and the internet. Now, Kelly, you mentioned that the element of air, which I presume you also meant wind as one of the 4 elements, is that correct?
Yes.
That was missing from your lineup of influencing elements in August, but the universe is one big whole. So even though from your perspective wind or air is not active, we do have it active as a universal month number. So it's what I call cosmic balance, and it is the dominant number influence for August. So let's look at what kind of activities might be supported with the number 7. And certainly there's some synchronicity with what you mentioned. You mentioned that it was pullback time, and that's one of the things that 7 invites us to do, to take time off from our routines and to go inward and figure out what is working and what is not working in your life, and to restore your own circuits. We can't just keep going at one pace. We always have to stop and replenish ourselves, and this is a very good time to do that. Now, 7 invites us to find answers and solutions, and there are, of course, many different ways we can do that. We can take courses of study, we can research, we can also turn to prayer, meditation, or whatever nourishes you in a spiritual sense. It might even be going outside in nature, which certainly is very, very aligned with the number 7 energy. It's a very good time to take a vacation, even if maybe you don't have an official vacation scheduled this month. Just taking a day off, or even a few hours off, going to a nature setting, or doing something that really supports you in feeling relaxed and nurtured is really helpful. It's also a very, very good time to prepare for any project or undertaking. Next month, we've got this 8 energy coming in, which is extremely active and labor intensive. So it's important that we get into that energy coming from a place of rest and being refocused. In addition to the energies that Kelly, you've already mentioned, and the 7 energy, which is our universal number energy, I know that just because I'm not an astrologer, but keeping tabs on what is happening, astrology-wise, that we've got the planet Venus retrograde this coming month. So, Kelly, would you kindly fill us in on what kind of challenges that this transit might offer us, and also what benefits might there be from Venus retrograde?
Okay, so generally with Venus retrograde, which happens every 18 to 20 months and moves in 5 cycles over the course of 8 years and repeats. So that's one thing to keep in mind. So this is something we're used to, and that happens on a regular basis. And our values and priorities shift in small ways every 18 months, but in larger ways every 8 years. And so during this time, it's time to review like I said, your relationships, any finances, and those are the challenges that come up. You start to see the cracks in the relationship, cracks in the finances, and how you're managing them, what's coming in versus what's going out. And essentially, Venus is our divine feminine, and always we want to get in touch with the heart. But this year, which hasn't happened since 2006 and 7, it is retrograding through Leo. So Leo really activates that heart piece in a big way. So some of the challenges of a general Venus retrograde is the relationship challenges, personal, professional, or community. You know, we're developing completely new ways of how to relate now that we're a global family. So we're taking these personal things into consideration, but also the larger thing, your professional out in the world, is going to come under review as well. Some financial instability or reversals, which for some could be a positive thing. So there are ways to look at these turnarounds and get the most out of them. And sometimes feeling disconnected from your support and friends, loved ones, etc., because again, you're getting back in touch with you, your heart and soul. And sometimes you have to create a little distance between you and those closest to you. So I think it's a good idea to let folks know if you're feeling this particularly intensely and ask for that space at this time. And that's pretty much the full month of August. It goes forward September 6th. But some of the benefits are that you are going to get in touch with your heart and your soul self and your definitions of love and success. This is the review that's up. How do you define love? How do you define success? When do you feel it in your body and it's real for you? You get to break to realign where your love, money, or magnetics are concerned. You know, what are you magnetizing naturally? What are you repelling naturally? You want to think about these things. And you get to hit the reset button for the last 18 months to 8 years, which is a huge benefit because a lot of us could use a reset button every now and then. And we're getting one. So, you know, Nancy, the 7 energy, it sounds like it might even be a great support to Venus retrograde specifically. So this alignment is pretty divine. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Definitely there is alignment, Kelly. I love the way that the universe, again, there is a perfection, and we are simply interpreting what is in motion. And with 7 energy, it definitely motivates us to withdraw into ourselves and to require time alone to analyze what's going on, to determine what we want to keep or improve and what we might want to say goodbye to. So the need to be alone definitely can be stressful on relationships and the way that people communicate with each other. And in my work with clients, I will always look for times when they are transiting personal 7 energy. Now, this month it is universal, but anyone who is transiting 7 in a major way in their own charts is going to feel even more powerfully the need to use the word disconnect, and I think that's a really appropriate term. And if you do feel that you must get away from it all, it's important to let those in your life know, whether it's romantic partner, family members, even colleagues at work, that you need time off. The more prepared you are and the more that you can claim your need to get away from it all, certainly that in itself is a form of empowerment. But it's really very, very important. And also, hopefully you have people in your life that really understand your own need. And if they are not understanding, that might be something to even work on correcting. 7 also makes us more prone to communication challenges, so that we can be more apt to misunderstand other people or often even be misunderstood. There's almost like a Mercury retrograde aspect with the 7 energy of people being a little spacey sometimes, not really communicating on the same level. So just be tuned into that possibility and be tolerant and forgiving of yourself and others if that happens. And of course, that's always a good trait for us to have anyway, to really understand that we're all on our own path and we are all learning and we all need tolerance.
Can I jump in here real quick? Well, to that end, I was going to say with our partners or colleagues, like you said, partnerships of any level, they don't necessarily have to understand if we could get into our Venus love, divine feminine, and ask that they just honor it. And if they could raise into that love frequency enough to just feel safe, that I don't understand this at the moment, but I love you and I'm going to honor your need to have space. And that will strengthen the bond going forward and make everyone feel safer in airing their true feelings later when the time is right.
Another factor that influences us relating to the energies is the last 10 days of every month. And when we are in the last 10 days, the cosmic energies are in transition, because we have a new sun sign that comes in about the 21st or 22nd of every month. And then we are, from a numerology standpoint, transitioning to the energy of the next month's number. So things don't just stop and start. We're always in a process of flow. We're always in a process of evolution. But during those last 10 days, we can have a really powerful time this month when we're transitioning from Leo to Virgo and from the 7 universal influence to the 8 influence. It can be a powerful time to address relationship issues, and especially with regard to legal or estate matters, especially if they have been pending and need some kind of resolution. And it also can be a very auspicious time to address estate matters and anything legal. So that's just a little cue. Again, we're all following our own path, and you may have your own inclination, your own inner guidance going, but I'm just offering confirmation to those who are called. And then also, Kelly, as you know, we do have Mercury retrograde coming up in September, which can potentially add some complicating factors to our lives. So I advise that we can take action for resolution regarding relationship matters, financial matters, legal matters. The last 10 days of August can be very fruitful with regard to that. And you also can find it's a good time to address issues of healing, and you might even have your wealth increase in some way. So I consider that probably the most auspicious time of the entire month. So, Kelly, do you have anything additional to add?
Well, just that again, to honor the transitions, they do overlap, and there are no finite walls between starts and stops, as you said, and that we are just so well supported. You know, we're very well supported for this review and for recalibrating our relationships on every level. Say again, with personal, professional, community, and collective. And we're just tremendously supported to pull back and do that review and tweak it. And again, get those priorities straight, realign ourselves so that we are living our truth and serving our purpose.
Wonderful. All right. Well, sort of as a summary to conclude, Kelly, are there 3 points of advice that everyone can benefit from heeding this August?
Well, definitely. You just review your relationships, partnerships, collaborations, and commitments, but try not to have to make final decisions until October forward, toward the end of the year. Check in with your heart and soul. How's your life feeling at this time? This is how you review your values and priorities and resources to determine what or who is really truly vital to your life here and now. Think again in those terms of 18 months to 8 years. And get in touch with your inner artist, your inner child, your inner joy. We want to breathe and lighten up because of that Leo energy. That's considered an overtone for the next 20 months. So even though Venus and the Sun will move through the whole zodiac, the overtone, we're going to run all those things every month through the Leo filter and get in touch with our true innocent child's heart, to learn how to play again, to learn how to relate in these new ways at the higher frequencies is going to take some practice. So right now we just got to take care of ourselves, do this pre-harvest assessment before the end of the year to make sure you're getting all that you wanted to get out of the year of 2015 so you can close it strong. And at this time, because of the extra fire energy, you can do some great purification and purging of the non-essential. Clean those closets, open up space for new things to come in, new energy, new relationships, and a new balance for yourself and integration. It'll be wonderful. And yes, there is a Mercury retrograde next month, but it is going to help us actually renegotiate the changes that are probably prompted from the review this month. Do you know what I mean? Then we're going to have to do that back and forth of communication piece. And again, you're going to have to pull in to go, pull back to go forward. But it's okay. It is going to be in Libra. And so the whole point is going to be to reestablish balance and conscious equal partnership. And at that point, because it's Mercury, really good, clean, clear, fair, and balanced communication. That will be the process that we come out of, blessed and capable of doing once that process is through.
That's so reassuring, Kelly. I mean, really, everything looks like we're heading into a very wonderful time, and I especially like the words play, because I think we are a society that's so work-oriented that many of us have forgotten what play is. So to play and be creative and to know that we have permission to do that is really wonderful. I would like to add 3 points of advice based on numerology for August, and one is don't try to force things, but instead just hone your vision of what you want to achieve through any mode that calls out to you, and it even could be play. Having fun. Let's pretend that this has already happened, and just in your mind, create this wonderful life for yourself. That's really, I think, probably one of the most powerful ways to create. And for solutions, I really believe strongly in the power of word, also to help us manifest. And just putting your hand over your heart, which connects you with your heart energy, and saying the words, I know in my heart what to do. I know what to say. It's so effective in helping all of us really get in touch with the solutions. You may not have the rest of the sentence there, but if you say, I know in my heart what to do, what the solution is, it will come to you. I guarantee it. So that's the second point of advice. And the third is what we've already talked about, just unwind, get extra rest, know that you've got permission to take it easy. Sometimes we are probably our worst boss, if you will, and telling ourselves, no, we have to get down to work. But no, tell yourself to rest and enjoy life. That's so important this month. So that gives us our summary for August. And I know, Kelly, you have so much more to offer people. I have to say, Kelly is a walking encyclopedia of astrology knowledge, shamanic knowledge, and she offers just an amazing amount of knowledge on her website and through the classes of study that she offers as well. So, Kelly, how do people get in touch with you?
Okay, well, this is wonderful. Thank you, Nan. I can be found now at karmictools.wordpress.com because my website I've had for 8 years now is hitting its Venus cycle. Karmictools.com is undergoing a rebirth. So please find me on WordPress, where you can join the emailing list and access the other offerings page, where you'll find readings, custom astrology reports that are based on your birth info, and much more. When you join the community, you will get the free introduction to this new Venus in Leo cycle and your personal activations if you submit your birth information, which is your date, time, and place of birth. And so I would like to add here that because, as I said, we're all undergoing this review. And so I would love to have an open invitation to those who are ready to jump into the Venus cycle, to know there is a Venus circle, and you'll get your individual support as well as your group support. And that is really my primary focus right now while I pull back. That'll be the only thing I'm doing in the world and the way to connect with me the best. So that is it, Nancy. And then I just love, Nancy and I collaborate a lot. And so we may be together again on one of these classes as well.
Absolutely, Kelly, and thank you. And in addition, for those of you who would like to keep track of what's happening universally from a numerology standpoint and also from a personal standpoint, I invite you to visit me online at www.nancyhartline.com, and it is Nancy, Nancyhartline. That's Hartline, Hartline.com. And you can sign up for my monthly Insights Bulletins and my products. Learn about the benefits of joining my Divine Life community, which gives you personal information about your monthly transits and themes, and also offers you additional discounts on products. So you will get your free Secrets of Your Birthday download when you become a subscriber. And I welcome you. Please visit both Kelly and me. So with this, until next month, Kelly, I thank you so much for all that you offer and share. It's always just a pleasure to receive your wise advice. And Kelly, I know that you join me in sending love and gratitude for everyone who has volunteered to partake of what we're offering. So remember, first and foremost, trust your heart in all that you choose to do, and we hope that you will tune in next month. Thank you, and namaste.